The poll fever goes high in India as the voting for the second phase of general elections in the country was held on Friday. Among the 13 states and union territories, the northeastern state of Tripura recorded the highest voter turnout. The voter turnout is recorded at about a little over 60%, at 60.96%, so about 61% voter turnout. It could slightly go up because these figures are till 7 p.m. though most places voting closes at 6 p.m. Now this is what was recorded in the 88 parliamentary constituencies that went to polls across 13 states and union territories in phase 2 of the general election held today.
Election in India is like a festival of its vibrant democracy. The 2024 general election in the country is the largest democratic exercise in the world. On Friday, polling was held for the second phase of the national elections. In this phase, 88 constituencies of India's lower house of parliament went to polls. These constituencies are spread across 13 states and union territories. Among the Indian states, Kerala has the highest number of constituencies that went to polls during the second phase. All the 20 seats of the South Indian state went to polls on Friday. The other states where the polling was held include Assam, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, West Bengal, Tripura and Manipur. Polling was also held in the Jammu parliamentary seat. As many as 1,210 candidates are in the fray. Among the key candidates was Congress party leader Rahul Gandhi, who contested from Wayanad constituency in Kerala. Actor turned politician Hema Malini contested from Mathura constituency in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. The ruling Bharatiya Janata Party fielded Arun Govil in Meerut. Govil is famously known for portraying Lord Rama in the epic TV series Ramayana. The general elections in India is being held in 7 phases. The first phase of the polls was held on April 19, while the final phase will be held on June 1. The counting of votes will be held on June 4th. Abhishek Bose for DD India.
And to talk more about that, to tell us what happened on the ground, how it all played out through the day, I'm joined by my colleagues. Siddharth Bhardwaj joins me from Wayanad in Kerala. My colleague Marklin joins us from the east. He's joining us from Darjeeling in West Bengal, and down south is Aisha Khanum. She's joining from Bengaluru. Thank you all three for joining. First to you, Aisha. Give us how it played out in Karnataka, the seats that went to polls today. What was weighing on the people's mind, because it has become a battle of guarantees between both sides?
Well, absolutely, you're right, Amrit. This was a battle of guarantees that we saw on ground in Karnataka, which is the southern state in India. And now this 14 constituencies are very important, and all these 14 seats are in the southern part of Karnataka. And it is here that the caste plays dominance, and this was one of the factors that ruled even this election as well. And also the issues, with regard to the issues, the 5 guarantees by the state government versus the Modi guarantee, which is Prime Minister Narendra Modi's guarantee. And this is the guarantee of empowerment to the people through the welfare schemes. So this was a battle of the guarantees of the central government versus the state government. And the people, when they came out to vote, it was interesting to see that in the morning, first 3-4 hours, there was huge crowd at the polling stations, and people were enthusiastically coming to the polling stations to vote. And in the first 3 hours, there was brisk voting, brisk polling in Karnataka, in Bangalore as such. But later on it faded, probably due to intense heat, or also probably due to the fact that most of the citizens in Bangalore, especially Bangalore city, which has 3 Lok Sabha seats, Bangalore North, Bangalore South and Central, it is always seen that the people here escape on the weekends, and this provided perhaps a good ground for them to move out of the city. And this was very disappointing to the Election Commission as well, despite the fact that they made large arrangements. They made arrangements with the help of technologies to track the polling booth, to reach the polling booth on time, to avoid standing in the queue, to beat the heat. So all these arrangements were in place, but despite that, the voter turnout in Bangalore was quite disappointing. But overall, across the other 14 seats, it was interesting. And the battle in Mysore was quite interesting, wherein the titular king, Yaduvir Vadeyar from BJP, is contesting against the Congress candidate, and this is a very prestigious battle. Right. This turned out to be a battle between the Karnataka Chief Minister and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, because for Karnataka Chief Minister, a lot is at stake in this Mysore region, because this is his constituency, assembly constituency. Right. So therefore, if he loses the Congress seat here, it means that the Chief Minister's chair will be in trouble. So this was a very important seat here. Then the Bangalore rural seat was very important, wherein the Deputy Chief Minister's brother DK Suresh Kumar is contesting against cardiologist, a prominent cardiologist, Dr. Manjunath. And he is very famous and popular among the people, and everyone in the constituency spoke about the fact that the ever-smiling doctor should be given a chance. So this time it was very difficult for DK Suresh, who is a sitting MP, who is a lone MP from Karnataka. Remember, in 2019, BJP won 25 out of 28 seats in Karnataka. So at the moment, it was a challenge for the BJP to defend all the 25 seats and for the Congress to improve its tally from 1 to at least a few more digits.
All right. Let me go across to Marklin, my colleague who's standing by in Darjeeling. Mark, how did it play out in Darjeeling? Give us a sense of how people came out. And I want to ask you a broader question as well. If you look at, the figures that the Election Commission has just put out, about 61% of voting till 7 p.m. could go up by a notch higher, a percentage or two higher when final figures come in. But it's, at least 8% drop or 9% drop from the last time around, 2019. But the hills and the northeast in particular seem to be always voting in higher numbers. What reasons do you attribute to that? What did you see play out where you are?
Well, Amrit, actually the hills here have voted in lower numbers than the plains. West Bengal, remember, in the first phase voted quite heavily. They had about 80+% in the first phase. And even here, when we look at the lower parts, let's Raiganj and Balurghat, and even in the Darjeeling in the plains of Siliguri, Chopra, Fasi Deva, all these places have about close to 80% of voter turnout. But the hills, that's Kalimpong, Darjeeling and Kurseong, they have only about 62% voter turnout. So that is a significant difference between the hills and the plains that have brought the voter percentage to about 72% for the whole of Darjeeling. So we can see that perhaps, the reasons that people generally are giving us is that most people in Darjeeling, at least in the hills, the educated people have moved out to work elsewhere for better job opportunities and have not been able to come back in time to vote this time round. And that may be one of the big reasons why they have not had a pretty high number this time round. But let me tell you that, when I went out in the morning to various polling booths, they were all full and people were voting very enthusiastically and the numbers were very high right at the start. So perhaps, they did exhaust all the people who are out here have voted, and those who are not here have not voted.
That's an interesting point you make. They're saying that heat is preventing people from voting in the plains, where in the hills where the temperature is fine, people have moved to the plains and they're staying inside because of I'm not talking about West Bengal though, I'm generalizing it across the country. Let me go across to Siddharth in Wayanad. Siddharth, you stand at a politically very interesting and important constituency, Rahul Gandhi's constituency, the Congress leader. Talk about Wayanad, what did you see today, how did it play out? And also, there were star candidates in other places. Shashi Tharoor versus Rajiv Chandrasekhar in Thiruvananthapuram. So give us the sense of the political flavor, how it played out, what did people tell you throughout the day?
Well, first of all, Amrit, namaskaram from Wayanad. Here in Kerala's Wayanad, the constituency which is most keenly watched constituency among all the constituencies here, wherein the 20 seats are up for grabs. I'll talk to you about the Wayanad, but first let me begin with the numbers. As per the data which I have till 8:15 p.m., the voting percentage in the state is 70.35, which was 77 earlier, and in Wayanad, where I'm standing right now, is 72.85, which was around 80% last time in 2019. So certainly the numbers have dipped, and the numbers are disappointing certainly here in Wayanad. When you talked about that this is Rahul Gandhi's seat, when we see the numbers this time, it's certainly, I can say that as per my assessment, there is no wave as such as it was last time around. That wave is missing somewhere around. Because people here in Wayanad, and not just in Wayanad, in all over the state, and now in Wayanad, people are saying that they want to see a different face, they want to see a different personality, and when they are casting their ballots, they make sure that they get a solution to their problems. Different constituencies in the state have different problems, and when I talk about Wayanad specifically, Amrit, then people here are very, very much troubled by the human and animal conflict, which is actually troubling their lives. They cannot grow any crop because they say that wild animals come and they destroy their crops. They are scared to send their children to tuition after dusk because they are scared that they might, the children might be, might get attacked by wild animals. So this is something they want a solution for. They say here that ultimately they have told Rahul Gandhi to find a solution, but Rahul Gandhi is repeatedly saying that he has written to the central government, he has written to the state government, and a
local issues of Wayanad are playing out.
But how and when, that remains a question. Definitely. When I talk about Thiruvananthapuram, which is the capital of Kerala, the competition is fierce there, and it's a triangular competition in Thiruvananthapuram between the CPI, between the BJP, and between the Congress. And most importantly, you can say the competition is between the two parties, which is the BJP and the Congress. Shashi Tharoor is winning that seat from 2009. And remember, this time around, Rajiv Chandrasekhar has been fielded by the BJP. As per my assessment and as per what people are saying, it is certainly looking like that BJP will open its account, because like I said, in the entire state, people want to see a different personality. They want to get out of that monotonous mindset to go there and just poll, because this time they will poll for the development.
Whether the BJP does that or not,
to get the solutions of their problems.
Whether the BJP does open its account or not, we'll know for certain on the 4th of June when the results come out. But for now, that's all the time I have. I would have loved to talk more to all three of you. Thank you, Mark, Aisha and Siddharth, for joining me from different